Can we have a big round of applause for him? Thank you for that motivation. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Every day we use so many things, isn't it? I use my mobile phone. What else we use every day? Can you please give some examples? Sorry? Yeah, toilet, bathroom, this. What else? Pen. Sometimes we use this also, right?
ChatGPT.
If we use this every day, we use thousands of words from our mouth. Some words fly like eagle. Some words flutter like butterfly. Sadly, some words crash like bull of stock market. There is one thing which keeps flying high and high, and there is no chance of crashing. What's that? Mind. Sorry? Mind.
ChatGPT.
Every human, Indian human loves it. I am not sure about Gen Z human. Yes, you are right. It's gold. Gold. I can't give you gold. Rather, I can give you not even silver. I can give you the golden rules of today's meeting. Take out your mobile phone and keep them in silent mode. That was the golden. This is the golden rule, yes. Done? Thank you. If you want to walk out or walking, do so when you hear an applause. Since our words are flying so high, there are chances we may attack the opposite person. We should not get into a war zone. Let us not use the war words related to sex, politics and religion. We will make sure these words are not going to take off in this meeting. Is it clear?
Yes.
Thank you. There is a person whose words crashed severely before taking it off. Do you know when it happened? It happened during her table topics. Forget about flying. She could not walk also with her words. There is a special person in our Toastmaster who provides wings. Do you know who is that? Our mentors. She approached her mentor and even mentor refused to give the wings to her. Is it strange? The mentor tried to fix the wings on her, couldn't find a space. What does that mean? She had already the wings. Mentor realized her that she had already the wings. I can't imagine after that. She flew so high, she landed in other's planet. And it is called President's Planet. Put your hands together to welcome our flying President, Toastmaster Amrith Kaur.
Thank you, Toastmaster Imtiaz, for that wonderful introduction. I am still flying in air. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
How are you all doing today?
First class.
Wonderful? Okay. I can see some guests. Would you raise your hands? Okay, thank you so much. Members, how do we welcome our guests? All right. Now I call to order meeting number 1511. Before we move further, may I call our Secretary Toastmaster Abhinava to share the minutes of meeting 1510.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Okay, as you know, I'm the secretary, and the last week's meeting number was 1510. The theme of the last week's meeting was progress over perfection, and the word of the day was persistence, which means course of action in spite of the difficulty. Okay, the last week's meeting started at 6:21 p.m. and ended at 8:41 p.m. and the number of members present was 33, and the number of guests present were 22. The last week's meetings winners for their roles were as follows. The best speaker award went to Toastmaster George Matthew. The best evaluator went to Toastmaster Ganesh Pai. The best auxiliary role taker went to Toastmaster Bhavana. The best role taker went to Toastmaster Viresh JJ. And the best table topic speaker went to Toastmaster Vishal B. Kumar. Well, I wish you the best of luck for the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Are there any amendments to the minutes of meeting?
No.
I pass minutes of meeting 1510. Once there was a king. One day, somebody gifted him 2 beautiful eagle baby birds. He looked at them and felt that they were really magnificent. He had never seen something so magnificent in his life. He felt really happy. He immediately ordered to build a nest, a big nest, on a tree in his garden, and he got a trained caretaker to look after them. After some time, the eagle birds started growing big, and it was time for them to take their flight. The king called the caretaker and asked him, "Can you make them fly?" The caretaker gave a suggestion of something like this, and the birds they spread their wings, they started fluttering, and they flew in the sky. To the king's surprise, they were in the sky for less than a minute, and they came back and sat on the branch of the same tree where they had their nest. The king asked the caretaker, "What's the matter?" The caretaker said, "My Majesty, this has been a problem since day one. They fly a little bit, but they come back to their branch." Next day, the king announced in the kingdom that whosoever will make the birds fly will be heavily rewarded. Many intellectuals and scholars came. They used all their knowledge, but they all were unsuccessful. After a long time, the king lost all hope. But then one day, something really amazing happened. He got up one morning and he saw the 2 eagles were flying high up in the sky. He got really happy and excited. He called the caretaker and asked him, "How did this happen?" The caretaker said, "Your Majesty, there is one man who has made it possible." He said, "Bring the man to me." And the man came. When the man came, he looked at him and he saw he's very simple. How can he do it? But because he had promised, so he picked a bag of gold coins and gave it to him and asked him that how could you do it? The man said, "My Majesty, I am a simple farmer. I'm no intellectual, I'm no scholar. The only thing I did was to cut that branch on which the eagles had the habit of sitting all the time." Just like the 2 eagles, we too, many a times, become comfortable in our own familiar spaces. But we are born to fly, and we are full of potential. So many a times, we only have to take that step and to kindle ourselves, kindle our spirit, step back from our comfort zone and live our true potential. Now I know someone who is always ready to explore his potential because he loves coming on stage to speak. He's very unique and different. Most people are like potatoes. You know, they mix and with anything and everything, but not this fellow. He is a little versatile than potato. I mean, although he should be mingling because he's a single, but he doesn't. He's a little versatile than potato. He's like an onion, sweet and pungent depending upon how he is cut. I mean, how someone treats him. He's full of layers and mysteries, and someone who really wants to understand him will need to spend a lot of time with him to know this person. But despite of being an onion, he does not like anyone to make anyone cry, because he's a very sweet onion. This fellow also has a very big dream in his life: to wake up to slow, calm and peaceful mornings. But that depends on a very, very crucial decision: whether to wake up at the first alarm or at the last alarm. And he's very honest. He said that most of the time it's the last alarm, because he has, okay, I understand he has a busy life. But there are times when the first alarm wins, and those are the days which he cherishes the most. So an onion with layers deep and a man with dreams to keep. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the authentic and honest, a very high definition Toastmaster Chiranth HD.
That was a jitter of a morning. Madam Toastmaster, with that wonderful introduction, I'm nowhere near the calmness. I'm just shivering. So, how many of you are feeling cold, this chilly, cold weather of Bangalore, and shivered over the last couple of weeks?
You're asking feeling cold
Yeah.
now or
Yes, over the couple of weeks. Many. And you know what is the good thing about it? Today, it is the time to say goodbye to those chilly nights, because it was Shankranti yesterday. Happy Makara Shankranti to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wish you the same. Thank you. It signifies the end of winter and the start of lengthier mornings and the shorter nights. So, let the sun shine bright upon us and corporate dawn us with more work. Remember, longer days. It's the best time for corporates to come up with 12 hours work week. This festival, Makara Shankranti, brings back a lot of memory in my life. When I was a kid, I used to go to market with my grandmother to buy groceries for this festival. And I was fascinated and intrigued by the different shapes and colors of the jaggery cubes I used to see in the market. We used to buy some, but one time I remember my eyes caught a sight of yellow paper with a contemporary design. I cling to it. I went with my grandmother. She allowed me to purchase it. Otherwise, my mother wouldn't have allowed me. I took it home and along with my friend, we built a kite. Initially, it was reluctant to fly and we found the broomsticks and we arranged frames using broomstick. And somehow the kite, according to our will, it started soaring high. The reason why it obeyed the broomstick, because those were used by our parents to impose their will upon us. We obeyed, then the kite must have to. In Karnataka, we say that it's a many different words in a single state. We celebrate Sankranti differently if you consider North Karnataka, Dakshina Karnataka, Bangalore or Mysore. But one thing is common. There is a statement which is said after distributing the sweet. It says, Yellu Bella Tindu Olle Matadi. So which means eat jaggery and sesame and speak good words. So good words. Someone over a century understood the importance of it, who had no relation to this culture, far away from a distant land. He understood it and he went on a journey to improve people's communication. He initially, like a hurdle, how the hurdle, the kite flies, he took like 2 decades to find the right broomsticks and formally launched the Toastmasters in 1924, Santa Ana, California. He is none other than the founder of Toastmasters Club, Ralph C. Smedley. His vision has impacted over 8 million people across the world, nearly covering 150 countries. So guests might be wondering, who are those 8 million people? Those are sitting here next to you. Few of them are sitting next to you. Those are Toastmasters. So let's start with the Olle Matu. What do you say?
Yes.
Before that, for the benefits of the guests, how does the Toastmaster nurture this Olle Matu? We'll just explain. So Matu, the speaking, where has 3 segments, where every Toastmasters meeting has 3 segments. A prepared segment where a speaker prepares his speech along with the help of a mentor and comes back to deliver a speech here. That you will see in the next segment. And then there is a table impromptu speaking where you will get a table topic master, he will call people on the stage and gives them a topic and people have to speak for 2 minutes and it improves your impromptu speaking skills. Third is very important, evaluation. Anyone to speak properly, we need evaluation and that segment is handled by one person I'll introduce. So now when it comes to the second part, there are 3 important rules we follow in Toastmasters Club and that rules have been explained by our Sergeant at Arms and I encourage everyone to adhere to it. The third is like when the kite starts to fly, it needs to be steered in a right direction, otherwise it will lose its path. So we have Sutradhara who steers this kite and for today's meeting we have Sutradhara who is none other than our beloved Toastmaster Richard D'Souza. I will introduce him later part of the stage when he takes on the stage. But whenever there is a kite and whenever there is a Sutradhara, what do we do to bind that kite to Sutradhara? Anyone guess?
Thread.
Yeah, threads are the people, but we do something in that. Okay. Yes, thank you. Tie a knot. It's called Gantu in Kannada. Also similarly translates to tag. T-A-C. We have 3 important people to assist him in this journey, evaluation journey. So they are timer, counter, and grammarian. So let's welcome them to explain their role. We have a timer who believes that time is beautiful, and it should be associated with positivity. So Mr. Positivity has already found his beauty. Let's welcome Harish Kumar.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. Today I am playing timer role. For speakers, 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes I will hold green card. 6 minutes I will hold yellow card. 7 minutes I will hold red card. For evaluators, 2 minutes I will hold green card. 2.5 I will hold yellow card, and 3 minutes I will hold red card. Table topics, 1 minute I will hold green card and 1.5 yellow. For 2 minutes I will hold red card. Anyhow, I am very bad at time management. This role going to play very discipline coming days. This role is going to help my coming days. Thank you.
No one is Toastmaster Harish. Toastmasters are good at following the time, and they will make you follow. So next we have our Gantu number 2, our counter, who is good at analyzing people so that we can find out where they are from. So now today he is here to analyze all the nitty-gritties of the speech meeting. So let's welcome Toastmaster Goutam.
On my 8.5-kilometer drive from home to Bangalore Toastmasters, I encountered about 14 potholes. They were about, I think, 25, and then I stopped counting. Speed breakers, and probably more than 50 two-wheelers who tried to cut me. When I mentioned this to my VP Education last week, he said, "Good. That means our speeches also here have these road blockers, and you can be a good R counter." So here I am today as R counter. I will be listening very carefully for the use of vocal pauses and crutch words such as you know, repetitive words or phrases like so. And I'll keep track of, I'll try my best to keep track of everyone and report at the end of the meeting on who pressed control the use of these filler words. This evaluation has already started, and it will end at the adjournment of this meeting. I wish all the best for everyone to use as little of these filler words as possible. Thank you.
I'm just fascinated you started counting the potholes. We never count. It's that. Let's call the Gantu number 3, grammarian, who was intrigued about collecting the fallen kites when she was a kid from her neighbors rather than buying her own. So Toastmasters, let's give her only the good words to collect today. Let's call grammarian. Toastmasters,
Good evening, everyone.
good evening.
I'll be the grammarian for today's meeting. Today's word is Kindle. I'll encourage everyone to use this word as much as possible in your speeches or in your table topics. As a grammarian, I'm going to listen to the language which you use in the speeches and the table topics, as well as I'll make note of the good usage of the phrases you use it in the speeches as well as followed by table topics. Thank you. At the end of the meeting, I will share my reports. Thanks.
So Toastmasters, let's kindle the grammar Nazi in us. So before we let's move on to the next segment. Before I call the first kite of our this segment. So I'd like to call his evaluator, who is someone who believes that to know your true strength, you need darkness. But yet she is always sweet and shiny. Let's call Toastmaster Jewel.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. All the best to the speaker.
So our first speaker is fairly a new kite who is ready to hit his runway. So let's welcome the speaker number 1 with the title, Tell Me About Yourself. Speech title, Tell Me About Yourself, Toastmaster Shrinidhi Rao.
So 2 weeks ago, TM Srinivas called me up and he said, on this day, you have no other choice but we have to give you icebreaker speech. So, and ever since he said that, I could barely sleep. I couldn't even do my New Year resolutions, no gym, nothing. Right? I could barely sleep, and all I could do is just think about it. My whole life felt like it came to a constant. So I was thinking, why does it affect me like this? I think it's probably because the same reason why I find attending job interviews so stressful. So as a professional, I'm a tech lead. I have 8 years of IT experience. I'm a certified AWS certified cloud architect. I can do front end to back end, anything in between. So if you ask me any of these questions, I can talk about for hours. But the most difficult question for me in an interview is, tell me about yourself. It's like, what do you want me to say? I mean, I don't have much positive things to say about it. All I have is regrets and missed opportunities and failed relationships. That's pretty much what I do have. So, and most of my friends in school or college, they're all married at this age, and I even left social media for the same reason. It's I open it and there ticks off. I mean, it just reminds me of where I am in life and I have to come forward. So I mean, I do appreciate to have 1, 2, 3 kids, but yeah. So my sister is very sweet. She is 5 years younger than me, and she always teases me. She's like, Anna, you have become 30 years old now, and you have become a 30-year uncle. That's what she calls me. She calls me Mr. Uncle. So she's like, I mean, you're already 30, and what do you plan to do? Like, she got her life in order. Okay, she's like, and she's done a double degree. She's getting married in a couple of months with a boyfriend. So I'm very proud of her, to be honest. So she tells me, look, if you want to get your life in order, first thing you have to do is get out of your comfort zone. Meet new people, do something else, and they'll probably help you. And I asked her, what do you suggest? Okay, just look around where you find meetup groups or Toastmasters, and she's the one who suggested to me this place. In fact, when she suggested me last year, I didn't know that, she was herself the president of the local Toastmaster Club.
Oh.
So, yeah, and she said, just go to that place and probably kindle your spirit a bit. So, right, I mean, I searched around and honestly I couldn't go to my Toastmasters. I was searching for a different one, and I went to a few places. there was one in Jayanagar where I traveled around like 15 kilometers from my home to the place. I went to the boardroom. It was a meeting room. There was a window there. I peeped in. There was a whole group of people. I just saw them and ran back. Like I didn't even enter the place. 50 kilometers back all the way home after just seeing that. And obviously, I continued looking for the right Toastmasters Club for me, and then I came to this particular Bangalore Toastmasters. And as soon as I came, it felt somewhat comfortable. I think the reason for that probably is because it reminded me of my school. I grew up in the Cathedral High School. Some of you might have seen it in Richmond Road, and the vibe is very similar. It can be the stone walls, stone brick walls of the church, and for whatever reason, it felt comfortable for me to come in, and it felt like home, to be honest. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Many times, even before I gave my icebreaker speech, I felt like leaving, but I wouldn't be here so far till like 6 months. I joined approximately 6 months back. If it wasn't for TMOD. I mean, she has been so supportive, giving me the emotional support, and I mean because she gave me so much of that support and the positive vibes. I felt like, you know what, I should make an attempt and continue to come here. So yeah, I finally did give my first icebreaker speech today, and again thanks to Mr. Srinivas also to push me there, and yeah, so but to conclude, why I am here is simple. I want to get my life around, and there's a lot of things to learn. And one thing I understood from a lot of my experience is, no matter what you want to do in life, communication is a core tenet of it, is a core foundation. And what better place than to start in Toastmasters? And so yes, give me all your feedback, good, bad. It can be as sweet as Amrith or as strict as Srinivas. It's fine. Anything's okay, because the truth of the matter is, I may have become Mr. Uncle, but I'm still growing up. So, thank you.
Guests might be wondering why we stood up. This is because he has given his icebreaker, and to encourage him, for the first time he is taking on the stage, we stood up and clapped for him. Shrinidhi, don't worry, there are people over 30, but not out of social media, still in social media, and happy. Just cheer up, everything will be okay. Okay, before we move on to speaker number 2, let's call his evaluator, who is intrigued by the complexity. We all know how she handled the complexity by being the club president or pastor. And she is also intrigued by the complexity of the fruits. There is a fruit called mangosteen. She is intrigued by its flavor, like subtleness and also a little complex flavor. So let's see whether she will be subtle with her evaluation or complex. Let's welcome Toastmaster Chandapillai.
Good evening, everyone. The speaker is presenting the evaluation and feedback first speech. The purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Thank you and all the best to the speaker.
Our next speaker cut his brother Skype. So, as the situation turned into Karapongal, he was just frightened. Did you think it will turn into a sweet pongal? I asked him. He said no. He was expecting that, but today, don't worry, he is here to serve us the sweet pongal. So, with the speech title, Unexpected Trip to the Top of the World. Unexpected Trip to the Top of the World, Toastmaster Mahesh.
It was July 31st, 2025. I was riding my bike as usual and my phone started ringing. I pulled my bike towards left, parked it safely and picked up the phone call. It was my best friend Rakshit. Mahesh, pack your clothes and winter gaze for a 10 days. I was like, 10 days? Are you serious? I don't think snow world in Bangalore would allow us to camp overnight. I just laughed and cut the call. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest.
Good evening.
In life is either daring adventurous or nothing by Ellen Keller. I went back home and gave it a thought about the call. In my entire life, I've never traveled beyond Pune. So I quickly dialed up Rakshit and asked him, tell me more about this plan. He said, it's a 10-day trip to, any guesses? Hawaii.
Vegas.
It was Spiti Valley. Spiti Valley. He told, we'll take a flight from here to Chandigarh, rent a car from Chandigarh and complete the circuit. With no further questions asked, I said, I am in. I had just 10 days to prep myself for extreme winter conditions and long road journeys. But the biggest challenge wasn't about packing my jackets or gloves, it was convincing my parents. Because Spiti Valley is not just a normal vacation spot. It sits at a 13,000 feet altitude above the sea level, roughly about 5 times the height of Burj Khalifa. The region experiences extreme winters, which goes in negative double digits. It experiences shortage of oxygen and acute mountain sickness is for real. But to my strongest argument was that all my travel companions were doctors. I said, Mom, Dad, worst case scenario, I'll fall sick. Best case, I'll come back a bag full of memories. They were impressed with this. No questions asked, they gave their approval. We had a flight to Chandigarh on 11th August, 4 a.m. 4 adventurers, 1 goal, survive Spiti. We landed in Chandigarh around 7 a.m., quickly freshened up, and surprisingly, there was an adventurous Thar, Mahindra Thar 4x4 waiting for us to pick up. We quickly got into the car and hit the roads. Our map was simple. It was a circuit from Chandigarh to Chandigarh, roughly about 1,300 kilometers, via Shimla, Narkanda, Rampur, Rekonkpio, Nako, Tabo, Dankar, Kaza, Manali, Kullu, and Chandigarh back again. The view was mesmerizingly breathtaking. The landscape changed every 50 kilometers. Honestly, I regretted blinking my eyes because I felt something missing every fraction of a second. The roads got narrower, but the views got wider. My favorite spot that I visited was Chandratal Lake. Chandratal Lake was nothing much a heaven on earth. A crystal clear water lake with gigantic Himalayas in the background. It was so peaceful that my phone stopped receiving notifications, and so did my mind. This trip was not about just beauty and views. It was also about close calls. Shooting rocks, sudden landslides, and roads disappearing. We even literally spent 20 plus hours in the car with no signal, no update, just patience and hope. But strangely, these were the moments where me and our friends shared stories inside the car, smiled with each other, and bonded together. This trip taught me something important, that it didn't just take me to the top of the world geographically, but it did me mentally too. So my friends, we might be waiting for the right situation, favorable conditions, perfect plan to say yes to something new. But let me say this, growth doesn't happen when you're in comfortable zone. You need to take your chances. You need to calculate your risks and choose experiences over excuses. Spiti trip also taught me that fear doesn't disappear. It becomes smaller when the courage is bigger. So when life gives you a call next time, when you're unfamiliar with, you're not sure about the condition, just take a pause, smile, and say yes. Because it's that one decision which is going to take you to the top of the world. Over to you.
Wow, what a speech. Toastmaster Mahesh, I just felt like let's pack a bag and go to Shrinidhi Rao. Just waiting for other speakers. Okay. Before I call our last speaker, let's go to his evaluator. He is someone, if you are a non-vegetarian, don't approach him. So he would suggest you to eat fish instead of sheep because blood runs thick. Let's welcome our evaluator, Toastmaster Sheeb Kumar.
Good evening, everyone. The project is called Building a Social Media Presence. The purpose of this speech is for the speaker to share some aspect of his experience in establishing or enhancing a social media presence. Time 5 to 7 minutes. All the radio should be done.
Now, let's welcome our next speaker who loves flying high in different time zones. Not with the spirits, but with the technology. Let's welcome our speaker number 3 with a speech titled Digital Handshake. Digital Handshake, Toastmaster Jacob Eapen.
COVID-19 was at its peak. People were shut down, was in full force. People were constrained to their homes. At that point of time, imagine walking into a room full of people, professionals, entrepreneurs, content creators, mentors. You hold out your hand and say, hello. This did not happen during COVID. for fear of infection. This was virtually impossible. Good evening, Toastmasters, and welcome guests. So here you have the first slide, which shows you graphically what COVID can do. People were locked in their house. So what was very important at this point of time was that you stay visible. Visibility was the new currency. If you are visible, people can find you. And if people can find you, they can connect with you. Social media at that point became very important for the simple reason that people had to make a living. So we have social media very effective during COVID times. People were able to use social platforms to connect with people. They used 4 different platforms which enabled them to stay in touch, to learn, and also to connect with people. Let me tell you what were the platforms which were very important. The first platform which people relied on was the Facebook. Facebook gave you a platform to share your thoughts, your images, and staying in touch with people. The second platform, which allowed you to engage visually, discover trends, and promote products, was Instagram. Instagram is a platform which allowed you to communicate in stories. People always find it very effective when they scroll through your Instagram social media site and they see what kind of profile you have there. Basically, social media works as a digital handshake. The more visible you are, the more easy it is to connect with people. History has a tendency always to repeat itself. So it is imperative that you stay connected with the rest of the world by using social media. Social media kindles your imagination. It lets you fly high at a moment's notice to different parts of the world and make an impact with them. The next social media platform is YouTube. YouTube is something which you can use to hone your skills. You can learn virtually anything you like going to this particular social media platform and learn from tutorials which you can find there. So basically, what does social media do? It enables you to connect with a global audience. It enables you to bond with people who are really far away from you. And it is literally your digital handshake. When you reach out to people at different parts of the world, no matter where, whatever time zone, your social media presence is always there, 24/7. So when you have a living, active profile and you're able to keep it alive, and using that profile, you can reach out to anywhere, anybody in the world. So, to sum it all up, social media presence is really important. I personally believe that COVID-19 will come, or there may be some kind of a pandemic which really faces or imposes its presence and makes you stay at home. And it's very good thinking to get settled with these platforms and familiarize yourself with different modes of communication. I would like to ask you a simple question. Do you think an online meeting is more effective than a physical meeting?
No.
Do you think?
No.
Of course, that's why we meet every week here at Bangalore Toastmasters to hone our skills on the platform. Thank you.
What a fantastic speech. With this work back to office, I think, Jacob, most of us wishing for one more pandemic.
No.
Okay, before we head on to our next segment, we'll have a 5 minutes break. So network yourself, refresh yourself, be happy to spend only the 5 minutes. Before you leave, for members, there is a voting link that has been shared for prepared speaker, best speaker. So the password is 2616. 2616. All have voted? Thank you. Everyone can be voted. Everyone, please settle down. We'll start our exciting session. Okay, we'll be heading towards the table topic session, where we'll have a table topic master. He'll give that impromptu topics, and he'll give the topics, and you have to speak impromptu on the stage. So this table, generally it's like a table topic master will come here and give the topics. Today also the same format, but there is only one change. He is doing it as part of his project. So we have an evaluator for this table topic session. So this evaluator has taken a resolution this year to be consistent with whatever he is passionate about. So we all take the resolution, and how does it fare, we all know. But I wish that he takes this one resolution seriously, that is giving a speech on this stage. Let's ask him whether he has taken it or not on the break. But let me call him to explain the guidelines of the project. Let's welcome Toastmaster Aranha.
The purpose of this project is for the member to demonstrate their ability to listen to what others say. Best of luck to the table topic master.
Okay, so our table topic master, who had a Sankranti celebration like everyone does yesterday, and his soon to be 1-year-old daughter put her hands on a jewelry and took it. And today morning, his wife and he woke up and decided to be healthy in his life, and so that they can accommodate a lot of wealth. So let's welcome the person who is going to take this session forward, Toastmaster Annirudh.
Thank you for that introduction, TMOD. I hope I will come healthy as per your blessings. But good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Before I start today's table topics, I'd like to tell you all a small story. In 2006, Google was the king of the internet. It was in a dangerous comfort zone of sorts. At the time, the leadership of Google believed that starting a web browser was a waste of resources. They didn't want to start a browser war with Microsoft. Back then, all of you must be using Internet Explorer. But then, one product manager, Sundar Pichai, saw things a little differently. He felt that if Google didn't break the mold of what it usually does, it will become obsolete. So then silently, with his small team, he started the project of starting a web browser. And that is Google Chrome. Now, Sundar Pichai is the CEO of Google. And he says, it's always good to work with people who make you feel insecure about yourself. That way, you will constantly keep pushing your limits. It is in that spirit that I've built today's table topic script. It is beyond, the theme for today's table topics is beyond the comfort zone. So today, when you all come to stage, remember, you're not just here to do table topics, you're here to break your biases and try something new. I won't get into what table topics are. I think our TMOD also did a great job of that. Let's immediately get ready with welcoming our first table topic speaker. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Abhinava, and the topic is, what's a new hobby you've considered starting? I repeat, what's a new topic you've considered starting? Toastmaster Abhinava. Abhinava, sorry.
Dear Toastmasters and guests, this is a wonderful question that TDM has asked me. It's January the 1st. I'm looking at myself in the mirror and my stomach is looking back at me. Now you can guess what the habit is. My mother has guessed it for me already. She has told me, no more outside food for you. There it goes. My pocket money disappeared from my eyes because somehow my mother has convinced me to convert it into cash. I have it in my wallet right now. It's 0 rupees. No, I don't have the money to spend for junk food outside. No more ice cream, no more sandwiches. Now that's a habit that is incredibly painful to start, but I was ready to be persistent for it. Last week's word of the day. But trust me, this habit is incredibly painful, but I'm already seeing the results. The results is that I'm saving more money. There's nothing else I'm noticing. But please don't give up your habits. It's a wonderful thing to start because it can give you the confidence that you need. I can't use the word of the day because I don't know. But anyway, back to table topics master.
Thanks for letting us know that you now cash rich Toastmaster Abhinava. You should definitely use that money to buy gold and silver, as was told to us earlier. Up next, we have Toastmaster Tirumalesh, and the topic is, what is one small habit you'd like to change? I repeat, what is one small habit you'd like to change? Toastmaster Tirumalesh.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The topic, what I got is, what is the thing I need to change? That is the okay. There are many things I need to change. So first, I need to come out of procrastination. So I will be wasting a lot of time in watching Netflix or some shows. Recently, I was watching Stranger Things. So completely, I wasted, completely 1 month. I guess I'm watching Stranger Things instead of doing the productive thing. That is one fact, and apart from that, yeah, there are many things. As I said, I'm not getting right now because I'm in spot. So apart from that, starting from this year, I want to cultivate new things as a part of my revolution, like reading books or going for cycling through long distances. So all these things I want to implement. Maybe if this year is good, if everything is going
trick is to not be harsh on yourself and to just make that one incremental step every single day. I highly recommend reading this book called Atomic Habits. It's all about this and I think it will really help you. With that, let's get on with the next speaker. The next speaker is Toastmaster Rashi. Describe a time, and your topic is describe a time you did something for the first time. I repeat, describe a time you did something for the first time. Toastmaster Rashi.
Describe a time that I did something for the first time was okay. So recently I went to Ahmedabad and there's this very beautiful temple there, and I had never been there. So my biggest regret was like, I'm 21 years old. How come I've not visited that temple? So it said that the vibe of that temple is such that when you see that idol, you will just have water in your eyes because it's so beautiful, and whatever you wish for, it always comes true. I didn't go there with a lot of wishes, that was not my intention, but the main idea was to climb. So there are, I think, approximately 4,800 steps to reach that place, and the journey towards that is something that really tests you, puts you or questions everything that you think about. So there are two options for people who are not able to reach there. You either climb the 4,800 steps, or there is a ropeway that you can take, and from there you have to go down 1,000 steps. The only issue is that that route is very not really friendly, like it's very twisted and turned, and the steps are huge. So the intention was not to take the easy route, but to really put myself into the state where I enjoy reaching till there and get the happiness of being able to reach that place. And I think once I climbed those stairs, the feeling of that was very different. So maybe sometimes when you don't put yourself into the comfort zone that you wish for, you really enjoy the outcome or the result that you get.
Which temple is it? Which temple is it?
I'll let you know.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashi, telling us about that small little trip that you took for yourself. If I may suggest, there's also a very, very beautiful temple in Bangalore that's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So if not for the temple, you can at least go for the fact that it's UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's located, it's called Kadishwari Temple, and the temple's deep underground in a cave. Something that you should definitely love. It's an experience that you definitely love. With that, let's quickly move on to our next speaker, Toastmaster Alagamai. And your topic is, if you could switch jobs with someone for a day, who would it be? I repeat, if you could switch jobs for a day with someone, who would it be? Toastmaster Alagamai.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. If I could switch this job, basically I'm not working, so I don't know how. Okay. Okay, like household works, we can switch with my husband. Like buying milk in the morning, and then like cleaning the house, we can switch the jobs. Then I don't get anything else because I'm not doing.
Thank you for your candor there, Toastmaster Alagamai. And yes, getting milk in the morning is very much a job and it's a responsibility. So I think you did hit the title of your speech, which was switching your job, and I appreciate your attempt. Okay, let's quickly move on. Our next Toastmaster has to answer the question, if I were to give you a blank check and ask you to start a business, what would you do? Toastmaster aware. If I were to give you a blank check and ask you to start a business, what would you do?
Frankly, that's a question I've been asking myself also, but not with a blank check, of course. The thing that I keep asking myself is, if I had all the time in the world and some resources in the world, what would I do forever? Or what would, in other words, put into other words, what would my retirement plan be? So I keep asking myself this question, and I've never seemed to have found a very satisfactory answer. But of late, I think I'm starting to come around to one or two ideas, and one idea that I always think about is how people around me, or how the statistics that I'm seeing about how people are literally scared to be hands-on with something. So if we were asked today to build something out of our own hands, we're quite hesitant. And I see that as a problem for a lot of engineers and a lot of educated folks who've done technical degrees as a problem. And that's a problem that I would really like to address with a small free magazine called Build. And that's, I think if I had all the money in the world and all the time in the world, my goal would probably be to help everyone, especially students and professionals, come together and help each other to build something. And when you are able to build something, you're able to understand how technology helps solve problems for people. And I think that is really important for us as a country, because if you look at our education, it's not really hands-on. And this is something that I would really, really like to do if I had all the resources and a blank check in mind. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that, Toastmaster Bear. Entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart, and I really resonate with what you're saying. I think creating a platform where you can be psychologically safe and try new things, especially in order for you to bring your technical knowledge and experience into something is truly valuable. I wish you all the very best and hope you will start this someday. With that, let's keep moving on because we have more people to cover. Our next Toastmaster has to answer the question, rules are meant to be broken. Which rule would you break? Rules are meant to be broken. Which rule would you break? Toastmaster Vivek Vijay.
In a country like India, I don't think we should go with this whole idea that rules are meant to be broken. We rarely follow things. I do not really think that we should really have this rules are meant to be broken kind of thing. What comes to my mind is, of course, having said this, I have to justify the topic. Rules are meant to be broken. So there's one rule. I think during contests and Toastmasters, it's become so objective to decide the contest in Toastmasters that now you are forbidden from applauding. Okay? For people who do not know what contests, these are not contests, they are real contests. The audience is forbidden from applauding because applaud can kind of influence the judges. So that's a pretty not a good rule. So that I think there's no penalty for anybody. I mean, if you applaud, if the audience applauds, I don't think the speaker gets, the contestant gets really, really penalized for it. I think we should try it, but don't try it on the contest that happens here on the 20th of February. So the contest here does not like such things. Back to you.
But that being said, thank you for also sharing your view on how Toastmasters competition should be run. And I would encourage you to read something about recency bias, because the fact is, whilst what you're saying is very valid, applause has shown it to change people's opinion and in a way subconsciously bias people. So it's an incredible observation that you've made, and I'm sure you reading about recency bias should expand your horizons a little bit further. With that, let's quickly move on to the next speaker. If you weren't afraid of failing, what is the first thing you would try? I repeat, if you weren't afraid of failing, what is the first thing that you would try? Toastmaster George Matthew.
Thank you, Table Topics Masters, fellow Toastmasters in the ADS. Good evening.
Good evening.
And I think to answer your question, I'm already there, and I've kind of did what I wanted to without the fear of failure. For some of you who don't know, I'm 21 now, and I just joined my BBA first year at St. Joseph's. And before that, 2 years, I was actually running my own business back in Kochi, where I ran a printing firm. And for most of you who don't know, I was kind of the youngest guy who ran a printing company back in Kochi. So I think I've already passed that phase where, what's your question? Failure. But fear of failure, right? So I think I've already kind of passed that, and now my biggest failure is St. Joseph's University. So here we are, guys, and yeah, I think we should sometimes step out of our comfort zone and come out and maybe like not think about failure when you do something. At least that's what I try to do moving forward these days, especially in university, because I think that's my biggest fear, more than running my own business. With that, thank you, timer, and back to those table topics.
It often gets said in my company that no one ever learns anything from success. And I echo everything that he said. When was the last time you saw someone successful and you went up to them and you asked them, how do you get here? And they said, I didn't have 5 failures before. So you'll never find that. No one's ever successful the first time. So failure is the only way for learning, and thank you for sharing that in your speech. Quickly moving on to the next speaker. Better late than never. Tell us something about something that you started late in life. I'm going to quickly repeat that. Better late than never. Tell us about something you started late in life. Toastmaster Karnataka.
I'm not that old to start something very late, but one thing that I feel that I did start something very late when I was comparing myself to a lot of people around my career, in my life around. I'm part of sales, and for first 5 to 6 years, I was selling real estate at the front of hospitality. And I always wanted to kind of uplift my career. I did not have great grades in science in schools and colleges, so something that I knew, something that I wanted to do is sales. And I knew for the fact that if I really have to scale my skills up, it is important that I get into SaaS sales, the software sales. Because that kind of amplifies a career, gives you broader horizons to learn and grow, and plus much, much more than real estate anyway. So it was in the COVID time in 2021 when I realized that the workspace had been slowing down and there was no sense of revival anyway. So I did spend some time learning about software technologies, upcoming trends. I was following the CAGR, that is compounded annual growth rate of software tech sales when compared to other products altogether. And while doing so, I did have a lot of mentors at my workspace, people outside as well, which enabled me to get into a role. At the same time, when you get into a job, obviously you give interviews, but when somebody picks you up for the role that you have, for the skill that you have, that person should also be applauded. That is how I met somebody by name Gangadhar, who was the head of revenue at a company by name Skip AI, which was funded by Samsung. And that elevated my career into SaaS sales, then I got into Gyani. And then I worked with the biggest compliance company, which is also a SaaS company. So that is how. Thank you guys.
Thank you for sharing your story with us, Karnakar. As someone also in software sales, I find it incredibly inspiring that you went from selling real estate to selling software. I know firsthand how tough that transition can be and how tough software sales jobs are, just because you don't know the tech behind it and you really made a move from selling brick and mortar to selling something digital. And I applaud you and thank you for sharing that. Up next, we have the next topic, which is tell us about a time you changed your mind about a person or thing. Tell us about a time you changed your mind about a person or thing. Toastmaster Abhinav Shastry. My bad. Toastmaster Shashank.
I mean, I'm ready to take it up again.
Okay, then you do Toastmaster Stream first.
Djokovic, a famous tennis player, he wrote a book called Serve to Win. When he's playing the Australian Open 2012 against the world's #1 player Rafael Nadal. This is the first time ever the match happened between two players, the two single players Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic, for 5 hours 53 minutes. Including the audience got exhausted. But people are playing. Both players are playing, and hardly it went to 7 sets to get the title. At the end, Novak Djokovic won the set and the match too. With all exhaustions, beating the world's #1 Rafael Nadal at Australian Open at 2012, the coach said something to him. You beat the world's #1, what do you like to have? You can have whatever you wanted. Djokovic said one thing. I stopped eating chocolates from 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011 and 2012. After winning it, he took a very big chocolate. He broke a small piece of it, the single piece. Even in that single piece, he broke very small piece and ate. Sense of relaxation. What happens next? It's not always about the person, what we learn. What I learn with that is a self-discipline. The self-discipline is the key for any success. I admire Novak Djokovic for that. It's not because of chocolate. The self-discipline he had, until I conquered the world #1, I'm not going to have any chocolates. Self-discipline is a key, and Novak Djokovic is my admirer. Back to you.
Thank you for sharing that story about tennis. If I'm very honest, when out in India, you always grow up looking at cricket, right? You don't really know much about any other sports unless you actually consciously want to learn about that sport. And for me, one of the things that I do when I'm procrastinating, Toastmaster Malaysia, in case you want to listen to this, I know you used to look at Stranger Things on Netflix, but there's an incredible documentary. It's like Drive to Survive, but there is a beautiful show on Netflix called Breakpoint, which is about tennis. And it's incredible for them, and you understand it from their perspective. If someone wants to get an entry into tennis, understand what Toastmaster Sheeb was saying about Djokovic,
That's a great starting point. With that, we come to our last table topics speech. If you could move to any city tomorrow, where would you go? If you could move to any city tomorrow, where would you go? Toastmaster Balakrishna Rao.
Probably I would look at something which is, because we always hear of pollution, right? So I want to move into a city which untouched by any of the pollution. I don't know if it exists anywhere, but if it exists, then I would like to be there and feel what fresh air feels like. Because I have seen some of these places where I went, the mere breath, you can make the difference on the breath you take here on a regular basis and also a place there. So probably Himalayan, because last year I went to Kathmandu and then explore the places around. So probably if I have to go somewhere, I felt that Himalayan range is a little bit better, and in terms of weather of course it will be cold, but at least the purity, the natural nature, that's what I want to experience. I want to live in such a place, and what my passion is also about yoga, meditation and all of this. Probably is a perfect blend of nature and my passion, one of my passion. So then definitely I would go in any city which is there in Himalayan range, spend a good time before I come back again to this place where again have to breathe in the polluted air with no option. Yeah, so that's my option.
Toastmaster Balakrishna, I think you and Toastmaster Mahesh, Lokesh should take Akthar and go to the Himalayas. Both of you will be in great company for each other. With that being said, we're done with the table topics for today, but I'd like to leave you with one message, and it was the same topic I gave to Toastmaster Rashi. Ask yourself this question: when was the last time you did something for the first time? With that, thank you all so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Annirudh, for such a wonderful session. I hope everyone enjoyed. I felt bad when you said it's the last topic because it was so smooth and so variety that you brought. So let's head to the final session, what we call evaluation session. To head this, we have someone that I said Sutradhara. So, and it's time to introduce that Sutradhara who has a nice sutra for his life. Do good, speak good. He firmly believes in power of words should be used to encourage people, not to shatter someone's hope. Let's welcome our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Richard D'Souza.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I'm very sure that you have all enjoyed the session, and now moving ahead. The theme of today was, if I put in a different word, to set the stage on fire. But whenever our sergeant at arms put some restrictions, with 3 rules, I don't know how others have fared. Let us go about it and I would like to initiate the evaluation of the speeches, and first of all I would like to call the evaluator of table topic, which is a little change for today, and I request Toastmaster Aranha to come to the back. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and the table topic master in particular. Firstly, I found, the table topic master, you definitely, given the project, what it required, you definitely displayed and demonstrated an ability to listen today. What I found wonderful about how you did your role is that you transitioned beautifully between table topics by not just acknowledging what a person said, but by adding a tidbit of information to it, maybe a recommendation of a book, which was very, very interesting for everyone involved. You were also very encouraging, and this is something that others can learn. When a speaker struggled to speak or didn't say a lot, you left with an encouraging tone which says, I appreciate your intent, which is very good, not just for the speaker that had come on stage, but for the other speaker who is nervous coming onto the stage. Now, the great part about whatever you did was that when you spoke, you were clear so people could understand. You had a good range of vocal variety with whatever you were talking about. The good aspect is you also repeated the topic twice, which a lot of people don't do, which was very good. You used eye contact. I was noticing that sometimes you get so involved that you will just look at the speaker who has come, but you looked around as well, which was very good and made the audience feel involved with your table topic session. You appeared comfortable, which was very good. Now, if there is a few suggestions that I can give is one, when you come on stage when you come for the table topic, avoid you started off with a story of Google, which went in the line of Beyond Your Limits, which turned out to be a table topic itself. So what I would avoid is to come and get straight into it, right? Because you took maybe a space of one speaker. If you have to do something, you can maybe have a line or two about the table topic session and maybe have a word of encouragement. Hey, you know what? The topics are very easy. Anybody can come and talk about it. It just makes it very encouraging as a table topic master, because there people are always nervous when it comes to this session. Better not to avoid. You spoke very well, but a speaker will be like, oh, can I speak like that, or all that. So that is the only thing I had. But kudos to you for having a great table topic session. Many of them spoke for more than a minute, which is kudos to you, and the transition definitely helped. And that ends my evaluation, and back to the technical president.
Give a round of applause to evaluate Aranha. I have nothing to add to it. Now, the evaluation will move ahead with the evaluation of other speakers. The speaker number 1 was Shrinidhi Rao. I request his evaluator Jewel Moncy to kindly give the evaluation.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. And I'm new and
Rao in particular. So I felt you did a very good job, and the speech title was "Tell me something about yourself." And I feel there's so much to tell about your speech, but let me start by saying that giving an icebreaker speech is not a small thing. The reason we give an standing ovation is because it's a very daring thing to do, to stand in this here and then give your first speech. But you did that very well. So congratulations on beginning your journey towards this. And so did you serve the purpose of the speech? Yes. So the purpose of the speech was for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of speech. So Toastmaster Shrinidhi has introduced himself very well. He mentioned he's a team lead. He mentioned about his sister, about his fear of social media, and subtly he has mentioned that he's a very eligible bachelor. And so I think no wonder DPM Rajdeep calls our club Bangalore Toastmaster Matrimonial Club. So, yeah. And this speech definitely had a structure, opening, body and conclusion. So there were certain elements which stood out. I can say the first thing was the theme. So there was a purpose. You explained the purpose of what led you to join the Bangalore Toastmaster, and you explained your journey on going to different clubs and doing your research, and then so the purpose was clearly brought out. The second thing which I felt was the style. You had a very conversational style, as if you are telling a story to a friend, or somebody who is a neighbor or somebody. You mentioned how Toastmaster Srinivas had asked you to deliver the speech, how Toastmaster Amrith is encouraging you. So it all gave it a very homely style. And you also had a storytelling style, so which I felt connected the audience very well. So it was very relatable. And the way you brought out your vulnerabilities, it was very genuine. It didn't feel anything artificial. It had great genuinity by the way you explained things and you delivered it. So that somehow I felt was very much connected. The third thing is good usage of words and flow. You had a great flow when you started with the introduction, and then you came across the purpose, and then how you are looking forward to learn more skills. Certain things which I would like to point out so that you can improve is maybe eye contact, and you can maybe have more of an eye contact. And the second thing is you can be more relaxed, because it's your speech. Nobody knows what the speech is about. You can actually say whatever comes to your mind, and you can have a more relaxed body language. So I end my evaluation by saying that it was a great start, and hoping to listen to more of your amazing speeches.
Evaluation, Moncy. Only thing is you missed out. I think Shrinidhi Rao has not told about his parents, who they are, and his qualification. Considering this, great speech, and big round of applause once again to the speaker number 2 was Mahesh Lokesh, and he being evaluated by Chaitra Chandapillai. Over to the dais.
Good evening, everyone. I think you'll all agree with me when you say that Toastmaster Mahesh really took us on a journey with his speech. Toastmaster Mahesh, you started by talking about how your friend called you when you were riding a bike. And then you had a lot of other elements that also added interest to your speech. One was, of course, the great opening that you had. It was very attention grabbing, and I know that your opening made people sit up and listen to what you were saying. You also asked a question in the middle. Guess where you were going, right? And this gave us a little bit of interaction, which also added interest. You had a little bit of relatability over there. You talked about how your parents were very happy when they heard that there were doctors coming with you on the trip. And you even had a Helen Keller quote. So all these different things really added interest to your speech, Mahesh. But one thing I really liked in your speech are the very vivid descriptions that you had. For example, you didn't just say that you took a car from Chandigarh. You told us that it was a Thar. You didn't just say that Spiti Valley had extreme winters. You told us that it went to negative double digits. Now all these very vivid points that you added to your speech brought your story to life. And one other thing I really liked is how you circled back when you came to your conclusion. And that was very satisfying for us to hear. You spoke about how you picked up a call when you were riding a bike, and then in the conclusion, you told us about how when life gives you a call next time, say yes. Now that's a very nice thing to hear, and it really concluded well. Now during your speech, you told us that growth doesn't just happen when you're in the comfort zone, right? And for this, I would like to challenge you to take your speech to the next level. And one of them is by using the stage properly. Now Mahesh, you had different stages in your speech, but I did not see you use the stage during those different sections. And that would be good to see next time. I would also like to see you use adequate time during each part of your speech. For example, the setup of your speech took up a lot of time, but your journey felt a little rushed, and your takeaway was also very brief. So next time, look at how you're planning your content so that your journey takes up the majority of your speech. I also felt that you needed anecdotes in your story. For example, what exactly did your parents do when they realized that you had no mobile signal, right? So these little anecdotes really add interest to your speech. So next time, I will challenge you to take these feedback points into account and take your speech to the next level. Over to you, Chief.
The speaker and the evaluator both, they deserve another big round of applause. And what kind of speech. The speaker really dressed powerfully, and that was required for that majestic speech, and also the words, how he pacified his parents and got the permission. Both of them, big round once again. The third speech was from Toastmaster Eapen, and this will be evaluated by DTM Sheeb Kumar.
I think by DTM, what general evaluator meant is dedicated Toastmaster maybe. It's always a pleasant experience to listen to a speaker who is elegant, enthusiastic and experienced. That's our speaker Toastmaster Eapen. And this speech is quite challenging because it's an experiential project. By this, what I mean is, the speaker is supposed to do a project and come here and give or share his experience about the project. Because it's a challenging one, I have actually took an acronym which is TEST. T stands for the title. I was really intrigued by the title, the digital handshake, because title always create or pique the interest of the audience. And second E is for me is how did the speaker engage the audience. First, I love the way he set the context by talking about COVID-19, because COVID was the onset of social media or expanding the social media presence. So he had a very good context setting. And the first hello, when he said hello, that was kind of a speaker, engaging the audience with his power and presence. And he's not only that, he's quite, I saw that he was quite comfortable, composed and controlled on the stage. And his usage of clicker, handling the clicker, handling the presentation was there was a lot of challenges going on here and there, but he was proficiently handled by using the clicker. Because most of the time what happens when a presentation is going on, the attention can go back to the slide, not to the speaker. Well done. And during the engagement, which are the areas where you could have actually explored more? One, I think the presence of lectern here, because there were certain points on the slide which is displayed here. So the audience from this part of the room might have faced little difficulty in understanding what it is. Second is the relevance of the slides. Slides mostly are what I've understood is slides is basically a cue card for the speaker to present. So if there is something written on the slide, what happens is the attention of the audience goes to reading the slides, not what the speaker is speaking. So that was one challenge. Then that's again on the engagement side. S for me was the summation, because even though the speaker called back the COVID situation, but I still don't understand why the last part of that offline online was given, because that was actually taking away or diluting that entire message from the speaker's side. And last one, the T is for the transitions and the takeaway. So here the project was to give some experience about building a social media presence, but the speaker I think has given different methods or different platforms of social media presence. I felt as an audience, I am still wondering what is my takeaway from that 5 to 7 minute speech. But all in all, what I felt is the audience have got a glimpse of how to build a social media presence through your very well researched speech, a good engagement, good title, and more powerful closing and transitions and takeaway could have enhanced the speech. Back to you, Shrinidhi Rao.
So, Toastmasters, I have nothing to add to the evaluation which was done so magnificently by Kumar and the speaker. I had heard a lot of time and joined the bandwagon saying that blaming the social media for all the ills and for wasting our time. First time I am convinced that social media also can contribute for our engagement and for our development. Big round of applause to once again. So Toastmasters, coming the evaluation of the meeting as such, yes, meeting started right in time and Sergeant Arms has really devoted his time for that, and he did everything possible to make the meeting as interesting as possible. I have heard that he has asked people whether caller might be required. Whoever required, they may come in sufficient in advance. His opening speech was full of humor. He's gifted with that art, and the golden goose, he said so well. People felt like accepting him in open arms. He had come here, and whenever I came here at 5:30, full hall was ready, and even fortunately there are other people to help him. He has the knack of getting the help of others, and other people would certainly assist him for doing the job well. And the system, mainly the audio system, was very much ready and which was very much audible when compared to other meetings. More than anything else, he is introducing the president was really good. He used flying from the theme, and he did it marvelously well. A big round of applause to the Sergeant at Arms for that wonderful job. Then it was assuming the role of president by charming president, and it was really done marvelously well. First of all, the president asked the guests to kindly rise and also made them comfortable by interacting with them. Secondly, with the gusto, with the authority show, she opened the meeting with the gavel, and then she welcomed the secretary to read out the minutes of the meeting. The secretary, Abhinava, did it well. He recited the proceedings of last meeting with accuracy, with no mistake in that, and big round of applause to even for the secretary for that marvelous job. Then the president, with the story of eagle baby birds, tried to connect to the theme of today, and she welcomed the president, the TMOD, and with the different words which she used. She did it very well, and I really appreciated her calling the TMOD not the potato but onion, and she also justified how it is. The president did it well with so many words. I think she justified how TMOD really works, and a big round of applause to the president for that wonderful job. The only thing is, I felt that she could have spoken little more about the movement for Toastmasters to motivate the guests to join the mainstream, and also the flying high. That would have been done better, I find. Flying high, the story was regarding the birds flying high, but the theme, I think, flying high with the birds. That could have been done in a different way, that's what I feel. But nevertheless, a role which very well played by the president, big round of applause to the president, please, big round of applause. Then was the entry, majestic entry, I can say, of the TMOD. Tall, dark, and handsome, but he is tall, fair, and handsome. A charismatic Toastmaster. He related the theme to the Makar Sankranti. Yes, first of all, resolution can be better attained by speaking on the matter which you know well, so that people will relate to whatever is being said. And his observation that now the day is longer, so that you will be asked to work for 12 hours is very much appropriate. Then kite, which he brought into. Then the Ellu Bella, you consume the bitter and sweet and talk well. And with this, he connected it to Toastmasters movement. How Smitty started this movement. Then he explained well how the structure of the meeting. 3 segments. Then to include the tag members, he told that their role is like Gantu, which is ties, yes. The evaluation cannot be done by one person, evaluation done by the assistance of a tag team. That was explained well. And the introductions were done very appropriately. No lengthy introductions, crisp introduction, but comprehensive introductions. He did full justice for the role players, and his introduction really prompted the role takers to give out their best. And especially I appreciated the calling back of the icebreaker Shrinidhi Rao when he had gone out, because this kind of gestures make the speakers to come to the stage again and again. And full credit goes to the Toastmaster for maintaining the timings. At exactly 7:25, intermission was announced. Toastmaster has the duty of finishing the meeting in time, and especially Actor, he did it marvelously well. He fulfilled his role very well. He has been charismatic. He had full control of the audience, and connections was good, content was good. A big round of applause to the TMOD of today, Toastmaster Chiranth. Nitpicking purpose, I could say that you gave the credit of Sutradhara to me, but Sutradhara is the Toastmaster. Who is the catalyst of the meeting. He ensures other role takers to discharge their role, so that I don't deserve it. It is for your credit, and I felt that not only you are handsome, but if you would have attired better with as like Mahesh, you would have really you would have done better justice for the role. So that full round of applause to the TMOD of today, Toastmaster Chiranth. Now I request the tag team members. For time, Mahesh, go ahead for your observation, please. First,
all the speakers and the table topic must align that time. Evaluator is taking a little bit extra time. No need to worry, I am with you. Have a good day.
Mr. Goutam, your point, our counter, please.
Good evening once again, Toastmasters and guests. As promised, I'm ready with the report. As a new Toastmaster, I can definitely say it was definitely not as easy as counting speed breakers. A lot of the times I was mesmerized by your speeches, and the speeches kindled a lot of thoughts, and this was on the back burner. Some of the repeated phrases today which were used is literally, was, you know, okay, which is, because, these were some of the more repeated phrases. I was secretly hoping that my record last time of 10 hours would be broken by somebody, but the maximum were 5 by 2 Toastmasters. So was used a lot of times by almost every speaker. And lastly, Toastmaster Mahesh, Imtiaz, Chaitra and Rashi were flawless.
Grammarian SHWETHA, please.
Hello everyone, I'm back with the report. So I think I didn't simple enough everyone to use this word today. Any idea, any word or name which is being used in this meeting more than the word of the day? Any?
Good evening.
You will be astonished by the word or the name I'm going to take. It's Srinivas. we should actually make this as a word of the day in future. So some good usage which were used in today's meeting were ready to hit the runway, bag full of memories, experience over excuses, visibility is a new currency, social media, a digital handshake, self-discipline is a key for success, growth doesn't happen in comfort zone. That's all. Thank you.
So, tag team, they have to listen from the start of the meeting till the end, and a job requires constant attention. While introducing their roles, all the tag members, they use humor. Humor is the spice in life, and they did it, and they showed that their dedication for their role, so that big round of applause to the tag team members. Password for evaluation is being sent to your mobile phones, and the code number is 2616. Code number is 2616. Now I think table topic master Annirudh, our evaluator, has spoken well about his role. TTM, Annirudh has given chance for about 9 people to speak, and also for every speech he has given rejoinders. What should I have been? What is there in my mind? That he has clarified, so that the audience were able to listen to the views of the speakers and also what was expected from them. So, but only thing is I felt that he should have explained the rules of table topic session. Other than that, a great session, table topic session, so that kindly give him a big round of applause to Toastmasters. Thank you. Now I think I can hand over the lecture to the TMOD. I thank the committee for giving me this opportunity, and I thank all of you for kind cooperation. A big round of applause to all of you. Toastmasters. Thank you.
I hope everyone enjoyed this meeting.
Yes.
And we heard Toastmaster Srinivas' name more than the word of the day. And it is the proof that he has arranged such a fantastic meeting. And it's time to hand back the stage to our president, Toastmaster Amrith.
Can we have a big round of applause once again for all the role takers? The Moments of Truth link was sent on the group, and the last date to fill is January 25th. I request all the members to please fill the link as soon as possible. Second, we have our international speech contest and evaluation speech contest coming up on February 20th. So please start preparing for it, and soon the link, the contest chair details and the link to register will also be shared on the group. And lastly, we have our Speechcraft batch is starting from 8th of February. So to all the members, if you want to suggest it to someone, please share the names with Balakrishna, our Vice President membership. And to all the guests, you will be hearing more about Speechcraft and about membership from our Vice President membership after the meeting. Can I ask Toastmaster Balakrishna to please stand up? Okay, please have a look. That's our Vice President membership. After the meeting ends, you can grab your snacks and meet him outside for a briefing session. Now we will just for our auxiliary role taker, we have Toastmaster Goutam Yenupuri. The Table Topic Award goes to Toastmaster Vivek Vijayan. Evaluator Award, we have a tie here, and the award goes to Toastmaster Sheeb Kumar and Toastmaster Chaitra Chandapillai. Genuine and authentic Toastmaster Chiranth. And the Best Speaker Award goes to someone who took us on a long ride to Spiti Valley, Toastmaster Mahesh Lokesh.